Hey everyone, how's it going? Just wanted to bring you an update at the end of this first week of our new league and expansion on the build I played up to this point. I'm not going to make this a regular thing for every build I play, but it is the end of the first week, so I just wanted to go into how the league start has gone up to this point. We started with a Ice Nova Frostbolt Hierophant. Built around the Spell Echo, Greater Spell Echo interaction of the repeats when cast on a Frostbolt, and using Mind Over Matter and Hierophant for survivability. It's worked out so far pretty well. I've had much weaker league starters, and I've had a few better ones than this. But in terms of not requiring any gear and being able to be built from the ground up, it's doing pretty well. So far, we've entered red tier maps, and we're clearing through 11s and 12s, and it feels exactly the same as the rest of the maps have up till this point. I have no doubts that this build would be able to continue into endgame, and there's plenty of room for upgrades still if that was where I wanted to take it. But I will probably be re-rolling before we get to that point anyway, just because the build is not my personal style that I enjoy. However, we will take a look at the build. The character as we have it right now in Ritual Softcore is, right now we're running on a 5-link still with 0 issues. I think POB puts our DPS at about 1 to 1.5 million depending on how you calculate it. Which is pretty good for running on a 5-link, and the 6-link is completely unnecessary until endgame with damage like that. Defense wise, we have 3.7k life, we have almost 3k mana with a 40% mind over matter, and about 1400 energy shield just as a bit of an extra buffer, which is mostly coming from our Hierophant Ascendancy here, as well as a small node here giving us another 3%. As well as the little bit of ES, I think about 350 on our chest piece. Ascendancy-wise, we went Arcane Surge, which is mostly for the secondary node here, giving us Elemental Ailment immunity. And then we've gone down here in order to scale our mana for defense and AoE to make our clear better. The tree is nothing special. You pick up your regular life and damage from Templar. Because we've gone Pledge of Hands, we get to use the juicy staff nodes, which are otherwise we're stuck using a staff for no real benefit. And then otherwise it's just spell crit. And the most recent addition being 2 cluster jewels, which are these were about probably 40-50 chaos each when I bought them. I don't know what they're like now. This one I actually crafted myself, and you could craft yourself quite easily. Just getting extra damage and blind for survivability here, and there's a couple different notables that this one could be that work for us. The best one I think is the Culling Strike one, but it's also the rarest and most expensive. This one over here, the big node, is that our chilled enemies are shocked. We are always chilling enemies with this build. Your enemies will always be shocked and take that extra damage. This one just increases those chills and shocks better and gives you extra damage on top of that. And then just jewels wherever you have extra points after that. In terms of gear and gems, like I said, we're always chilling because in addition to using cold spells as our main attacks here, we have a Frost Bomb and Cold Snap, which both make a chilling area and chilling ground, linked to Bone Chill and increased duration so that we're getting extra damage out of that chill. Our Ice Nova 5-link is all damage supports with the Spell Echo and Greater Spell Echo causing the extra repeats, as well as a Intensify support, so the longer that we stand still and cast in the same spot, the bigger our damage gets, and Cold Penetration and Hypothermia. So we're doing more damage to chilled enemies and just penetrating the resistances of those bosses where it really counts, the Guardians, the Conquerors, etc. Our links for our Frostbolt are GMP, so that we are able to cover area more, and as you notice, you will cast your Ice Novas on wherever your cursor is closest. You can actually make use of this to cover more area quite well if you move your cursor back and forth. Works really well in rituals, in breaches, anything that you're stuck in a circular area and just need to clear the whole area. We are also using, this was a recent change, and only because technically I think ideally we'd have it on a ring instead, but it's very expensive still to get a decent ring, and we need life and res on our current ring. So we've gone with Hex Touch Frostbite here to obviously drop their cold res, but it also works with the Cluster Jewel that we previously mentioned, that it has blind on it if we curse an enemy. And then we have Arcane Surge here, because even though we are getting it off of our Ascendancy, it's only a level 1 from our Ascendancy, which will make sure we have 100% uptime. But this just means that when we cast our Frostbolt, we're getting a higher level version of it, getting more spell damage, and more cast speed, and more mana regen. Other than that, we have an Essence Worm for Zealotry, so we can keep our mana unreserved, and we also have a Clarity, which is low enough level that we're not actually reserving any mana. And then everything else is just rares with life and resistance where we can. We have the Temple mod here giving us lightning res, and Fizz taken as lightning for a little bit of extra Fizz mitigation. Stats so we can equip stuff. This amulet is not very good at all. Most of this stuff was either bought cheap and recrafted, or just found on the ground and crafted, which is the case for both the amulet, the ring, and the belt. Actually, were all crafted stuff off the ground. And then I bought the gloves. Which also have the Temple mod, giving us cold res and increased damage against chilled enemies, which is low bottom roll here, but more damage than you typically get from gloves anyway. Other than that, our extra supporting stuff is just our Flame Dash, faster casting, Second Wind, the aforementioned Clarity and Zealotry, and then Enduring Cry, increased duration, and an Immortal Call cast for damage taken. The build has, as I said, cleared up to tier 11, tier 12 maps, and will succeed further on in endgame if we were to take it that far, which honestly probably not happening. We're probably re-rolling in the next couple days anyway. That said, if you'd like to check out the build and try it yourself, I will put a Path of Building link in the description for this character as it currently stands. And I'll also just include in the bottom the only planned upgrades left on this point, other than having a 6th link for the Pledge and whatever chest you're using, and getting better rolls where you can. Obviously, these are not the ideal dream items anywhere. The only other major upgrade that you can really put into this would be something like a Ferals or a Replica Ferals for charges. And having Replica Ferals for endurance charges means you wouldn't need the Enduring Cry. Maybe you can fit something else better there instead. I hope that this video has brought some information to you. If not, I'm sorry you wasted your time. And regardless, I hope that the league start has gone well for you. And I hope that if you're not playing this league, you give it a try. Ritual itself has been excellent so far. A couple good big ticket items, mostly lots of gumball currency, which has been fantastic for shelf crafting. Either cluster jewels or these synthesis and fractured bases that have been dropping. Yeah, no, it's been a great time all around so far, and I hope if you're not playing, you give it a try. And other than that, have a great day, and thanks for watching. That's it for the build guide itself, but if you stick around, I'm going to just have a couple clips of some of the Maven fights and some of the Conquerors and stuff that I've done, just so you can get an idea of how the build plays and how it handles itself against bosses. If you do want to see more of this build or the other builds I play, I do stream as well a couple times a week. There's no set schedule right now, but we're looking at Monday or Tuesday usually, and then one of Friday or Saturday. In the future, there's going to be some other content there, probably some Minecraft, and maybe the group goes back to Among Us as well when the new map comes out. But if you're interested, check it out. We're at Ready Set Entertain on Twitch there, and we're also at RS Entertain on Twitter if you like to see a tweet whenever we go live.
Fate will find you.
What do you even have? The Chaos going from Geode, the dude we just killed. Oh, and Shakira.
Battles now. Toughen. Not over. Don't.
Oh, he's the lightning one.
Glorious. Gift. For survival.
Back to the dust. Back to the dust. Chill! I will avenge you. Winds take you to the high ground.
Let's just get... They're closer than I thought.
Looks like you're fucked.
Alright, Baron, let's go. So... Where is he? There we go. Hey, buddy.
You seek forgiveness, but you do
Might
not
have been a little early on that.
deserve it.
Heretic! Die and be forgiven!
Not too bad. Not too bad. I was getting a little scared that he was going to complete that slam on us and we were just going to die, but not too bad.